Good morning. Just in time for Mind Your Business on breakfast. Thank you for listening to Money FM 89.3. Now, Ryan. Now, when a Perth-based fintech media startup lost its news presenter to a competitor last year, you were saying earlier, its CEO installed an AI anchor in their place.
Yeah, this really raises a lot of interesting and important questions about the role of AI in journalism and how that is transforming not just the media industry, but everything else.
Additionally, we will also be looking at the recent debut of Spotify's first AI DJ, which highlights the potential for AI to revolutionize the music industry as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Well, to explore the benefits and drawbacks of AI in media, the ethics of using AI to create news and entertainment content, and of course the implications of what all these developments mean for the future of journalism and music, we've got Heidi Cuthbert. She is the CEO of Grafa, who created the AI anchor to replace the human anchor.
Good morning, Heidi.
Welcome to the show, Heidi.
Good morning, Ryan. Good morning, Lynlee. How are you?
Hi, Heidi. How are you going?
Yeah, really well.
Okay, really I'm just checking there to see whether it's an AI. Or are you the real Heidi?
It's an AI. I am the real Heidi. I could pass a CAPTCHA test on the on the internet.
Okay, share with us how
Not a robot.
Share with us how did the idea of installing an AI anchor come about?
Yeah, so we have both humans and AIs, so they both serve different purposes. I don't know that, particularly in the media industry, you'll ever get rid of the humans. Maybe you will, but in finance, a lot of the news is very repetitive, and a lot of the news is almost formulaic or has templates, if you like. So what we sort of explored is looking at doing sort of regular market updates where the stock market goes up or the stock market goes down, and we create. There's still a human involved in the process. It's not kind of completely AI, but what we do have is AI news presenters that in the time it would have taken to get a human into the studio, record the news, produce the news, and then export it into our Grafa platform. That turnaround time could be anything from 20 minutes to, an hour, whereas an AI can have that update live in seconds.
Yeah, I get what you mean, Heidi. I do this every day, talking about stock markets up and down, and I'm just reusing the same stories every day, just changing a few numbers. So you mentioned
a few numbers.
You mentioned the efficiency and accuracy of how this can be transformed. So you've been in the business for quite some time, former TV anchor for Bloomberg Television, more than 15 years experience there, generating content for many financial publications, the Wall Street Journal, Sky News, CNN, CNBC, Forbes. Now, talk about whether AI can really take over us, because I imagine it has some limitations. Can it be as funny as me?
I don't think so. That is one of the limitations of AI. I don't think it's known for its humour. We actually also have a finance comedian that works for us, and I think it is difficult. We haven't really tested the limits of what AI can do in the comedy space so far. That's still a pretty human trait, but certainly in terms of, like you said, the speed, the efficiency of financial data, we're finding that's a huge advantage. And also, markets never sleep. So we're based in Australia, which is in, obviously, the Asian time zone, which means that's at the complete opposite end to the east coast of America. And so the future for us is having AI presenters who can create news updates in different time zones all across the world. So for us, it's really about the 24-hour clock and also being able to create the volume, the quality, the accuracy over that 24-hour time frame for a multi-country audience.
Heidi, you've clearly experienced that. And how do you see the use of AI in media impact the role of human journalists and DJs? And what do you think are the implications for employment and perhaps job security?
I think it's very, very interesting, actually. There's some modelling that's been done by the OECD about whether the the bots, the AI, are going to replace humans. And the conclusion is that ultimately there's going to be more jobs created. They're just going to be different types of jobs. So whereas a news organisation may have had, 100 journalists, some of whom are appearing on camera, some of whom are producers. You may have more producers and less on-air talent because they're replaced by AI, or you might have more data analysts or more people creating the right prompts for the scripts. So, for example, one of the recent jobs that I've seen pop up is a job for prompting the right prompts into ChatGPT, for example, to reach particular outcomes. So that was a job that didn't exist a year ago. So I think it's really interesting where the entire landscape goes to from here, because it's just such a big opportunity.
Opportunities, yes, but what are some of the ethical considerations of using AI to create content, and how can we ensure that AI is used responsibly?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really big challenge, particularly for media organisations. We're very limited in how we're using AI at this point in time. I think we're taking a cautious and careful approach at this point in time, and sort of we're doing a little bit more each day as we get a little bit more comfortable with the technology. But what we're finding is for us in our limited use at this point in time, we're using AI news presenters, but there's still we still have an interim process where the human checks the report before it goes to air. But what we're saving is significant time in a camera operator, an editor, and the presenter itself, reading something off an auto cue. And what we're doing as well is really limiting the opportunity for human error. So inevitably, humans read numbers incorrectly off the screen. And in finance, that's something you don't want to do, is accidentally add a zero or subtract a zero. People get very upset about that.
Yeah. So just out of curiosity, how many % of your business is now AI run?
It would still be very small at this stage. But I think the opportunity for us is immense as we start. We're a startup, so we're aiming to grow rapidly into different countries. What it's going to mean for us is that the AI news presenters as well, they can speak, 60 or more languages. Our presenters, typically our human presenters, we're lucky if they can speak 1 or 2 languages, so it limits how many countries we can create an effective news source for. So the opportunity for us across the 24-hour clock, across the multi-language platform is hugely really exciting for us. Like it's really rich territory to be heading into.
Yeah, we're in conversation with Heidi Cuthbert. She is the CEO of Grafa, who replaced one of her presenters with an AI virtual presenter. So Heidi, I'm just curious how audiences have been responding to the content being created by AI presenters. Have they been able to tell difference? Has it been well accepted?
That is a great question. I would say 90% of people don't even notice, and when you've pointed it out to them, their face is genuinely shocked. They can't believe that it's not actually a person. And anyone who's listening, if you want to check out the Grafa platform, it's Grafa with an F.com. You can have a look at the presenters, and we'd love to see if you can tell which ones are real and which ones are the AI bots. But it's the other thing that's really interesting is we're an app and also a web platform, and 90% of people watch content, particularly on a mobile phone, with the sound down, so that you don't necessarily hear them speaking, and you see the subtitles coming up over the top. And in that environment, they're almost indistinguishable from a human, because essentially you're still seeing a human on the screen and you're reading the captions or the subtext underneath them, and it is very difficult. You have to do a double take and go, oh, wow, that's actually that's AI. That's not human. People are genuinely surprised. It's a great party trick.
To your knowledge, since you've used it, are there any drawbacks or risks associated with the use of AI in media, such as potential errors?
I think it all depends on the way that you use it. Mm-hmm. In the way that we're using it, I think that accuracy has gone up. So our quality and accuracy has increased because essentially we've removed it really removed that human error element. But I think it depends on the way that you're using AI. So I'm not entirely sure. There's a lot of media organisations that are really starting to embrace AI. I know Bloomberg announced a Bloomberg Chat GPT product, I think last week. You're seeing the likes of, Vox Media and others really exploring what they can do with AI. So I think there's, there are going to be some challenges as with all new technology, but I'm very confident the way that we are using it, it's pretty tightly controlled, and if anything, our accuracy has improved.
Well, if there are any mistakes, you can always blame the virtual presenter, Andy, that you have right now. Looking ahead, Heidi, what are some of the potential areas you think will be the, limits of ChatGPT? Where is this going? And I guess for your company, how are you reshaping your hires?
Yeah, so I think we're a media technology company. So if you look at our even who we employ, we're probably 80% technology data analysts and maybe 20% media people. I think what it means for us is, we don't have to have as big a studio. We don't have to have as many presenters. We don't need to necessarily go and physically set up a whole TV studio or newsroom in each country that we want to expand to. We can do it all from a single location, which is a huge cost saving for a media company like us. And also it gives us an extraordinary competitive advantage that, all of our competitors in the financial media space, they're still taking that 20 minutes to an hour to turn around those stories, whereas we're turning them around within seconds. And of course, in financial markets, time is money. So the sooner you can get that information, the better you can act on it and make a decision about, about trading, about investing, whatever your investment strategy is. So the speed and accuracy of information is incredibly important.
All right. Finally, before we let you go, I'm going to put you to the test now. Can you guess which of the questions were created by ChatGPT in this interview?
That's a great question.
Trick,
what a
yes.
what a trick question. Knowing what I know about ChatGPT, I wonder if it's the question about whether it's going to replace humans. Ultimately, that's what it wants to do, doesn't it? Dominate.
That's a good guess, Heidi. But it's pretty much the entire interview.
Nah, not really. Apart from the first question. All were created by ChatGPT, apart from the first one.
There you go. It's replacing your jobs as well already. Watch out.
All right. Thank you for your time and insights. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Heidi. Heidi
Cuthbert. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ryan. Thanks, Lynlee.
Money FM 89.3